Let's see, is this working? Yeah, okay, there's a little timer. I'm on the southeast side. I'm up here at Southern Careers Institute. I'm not going to tell y'all what I'm going to school for. I just wanted to make this quick video, strong and humble, here to learn. You know, I'm from San Antonio, Texas. Right now, I'm on the south side of San Antonio, Texas. I'm at school on break right now. But one thing I can say about San Antonio, I think it's a big city that got a lot of potential. But I think city leaders, politicians, and the super wealthy who really control this city holds this city back from reaching its full potential, um, because they want cheap labor. And I'm not making this video to be disrespectful towards anybody or to be funny or to be racist. I'm just telling the truth. It's a book at home called Mexican American, the Ambivalent Minority. And it's different sections in there where they talk about cities that have large Mexican populations, like, of course, Los Angeles and San Antonio are the two right now I can remember. But I do remember reading the chapter, the part about San Antonio, where I think they said in the early 1920s, somewhere in the early 1900s, maybe 30s, that Ford wanted to build a plant down here, but city leaders were advised to keep the plant out of here because the unions would affect the cheap Mexican labor. Now, back in those days, you know, the unions were a lot stronger than they are now. This is most likely probably before a lot of outsourcing started to happen within this country, where a lot of jobs were outsourced to Mexico and China in the quest for cheap labor. And I think for years, that's how this city here has been run. We have a surplus of Mexican people here, immigrants, legal and non, and and people who are legal, who've been here for years, generations, and people who are illegal. And the way this city is set up is the way it's been for years, to keep certain jobs out of here, to keep the cost of living down, and to keep the wages down. As long as we got a lot of Mexicans here, especially a lot of people from Mexico or South or Central America who are immigrants, don't speak English, who you can easily exploit and pay cheap labor. And the city is still being run like this to this day. Now, manufacturing, I don't know. I have to do another video on this, because the things with the job market and the labor force has changed over the years. You know, manufacturing, I have to do the research, but manufacturing probably isn't as strong in this country as it once was. The unions that we had in this country years ago, they probably damn near killed them. Unions probably are not as strong as they used to be. Now we have some manufacturing here in San Antonio after all these years. I think like in '05, somewhere around there, Toyota came down here. Navistar, which is a truck manufacturing company, have set up shop here. Then DeLorean, or whatever that company's name is, supposed to have the manufactured the car used for Back in the Future. It's setting up shop down here. And who else? So throughout the years, it has changed here with the manufacturing sector. But like I said, unions are not as strong as they used to be in this country. Manufacturing in America probably isn't what it used to be many years ago. I mean, I do the research, so and I will make more videos on this. Now, I do think San Antonio is progressing somewhat, but I don't think it's progressing fast enough, especially in the tech arena or in the corporate arena, because I don't think Goldman Sachs has a major presence down here. You know what I'm saying? How come Elon Musk is doing everything in Austin? How come he's not doing more down here in San Antonio? I'm not saying that he shouldn't do nothing in Austin, but why isn't he setting up major shop here in San Antonio in some kind of way and not just Austin? Why why isn't Jeff Bezos setting up major shop down here? I'm not saying that either one of them have to move a headquarters here, but at least set up some major presence here. What about Goldman Sachs? What other big company? You know, yeah, the city has grown in tech, but why are city leaders and business people not doing more to make sure that San Antonio can be way further ahead in tech than it is now? Because like I was reading an article online where people compare San Antonio tech scene to like Boise, Idaho, or maybe Tulsa, Oklahoma. And we're a city of well over 1.4, 1.5 million people. I mean, don't people who lead this city or people at City Hall think we could do better than that? This is a city of a big ass city with much potential. But like I say, for the quest of cheap labor, don't nobody want to change anything, you know? And also, you know, this has been a poor city for years. And amongst the Mexican population and the black population here too, even though it ain't that many of us here, the education attainment is low. Nobody's doing anything or doing enough to change that. And hospitality and tourism always been a big industry, a big service here, which is fine. But the city needs more than that if San Antonio want to be a thriving city and rival other big cities. You know, technology is taking over. So the city can't continue to rely on the military and these bullshit jobs and that low paying jobs that don't pay nobody nothing in the hospitality tourism industry. The city can't continue to just rely on those things alone. Either San Antonio's gonna have to wake the fuck up one day or just get left behind. For real. If you want to be honest, it's a black ADOS man saying it. And I believe that if San Antonio had the jobs, not only with the black ADOS and ADOS means American descendant of slavery. Not only would there be more black ADOS people living here in San Antonio, it would be much higher than 7%. You would probably have a higher number of Asians living here. Even white people. People from India. People from Pakistan, like Houston. That's why Houston is hella diverse the way it is. That's because of the jobs, economic opportunity. If San Antonio had more of that, many people who moved to Austin and Houston throughout the years would come here. But since we never had it like that for years, those people are not here. That's why we don't have a higher black ADOS population. That's why we don't have a higher white population, even though it's a good number of them here. See, people want to talk all this bullshit about San Antonio and say all these good things, but they don't want to tell the truth like I'm telling it. I'm born and raised on the east side, grew up in East Terrace projects, also lived on South Rio Grande Street, next to Shiloh Baptist Church, right outside the East Terrace projects. I know what I'm talking about. I saw the east side go from predominantly black to Latino, which I'm not trying to ride down hard on the Mexicans or Latinos. I'm just saying, I seen it. All Ron Neuenberg and them and city council doing is paying the citizens of San Antonio a bunch of lip service. So is Red McCombs. So, you know, and so is USAA, you know, and I believe, maybe I'm wrong to some extent, people like Red McCombs or the people at USAA, they want to keep people like Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk out of San Antonio because they can't hog all the profits and exploit all these Mexicans here like they used to have been doing for years, paying them next to nothing, paying them cheap-ass wages, cheap labor. Come on, man. They know what I'm saying is true, but they not going to admit to this. So my question to y'all is, do y'all really think San Antonio is changing, or it's a bunch of hogwash, bunch of hot air, BS, crap? Y'all let me know. Strong and humble, here to learn. Talk to y'all later. Peace.